Greetings, my movie ghouls. Welcome to another episode of Halloween Countdown. 31 films in 31 days. I'm Nate, the Ultimate Movie Geek, and I'm joined once more by Marina, Mrs. Movie Geek. And tonight, we watched Poltergeist 3. So basically, the second sequel of the really good Poltergeist, and wow, what a film! What was the story? Because it goes strange, doesn't it?
Caroline's basically, it's set I don't know how many years,
a couple of years later,
and she's staying in a high-rise apartment building
in a city,
I think it's Chicago. With her auntie and uncle. It's Tom Skerritt. Is that how you pronounce it, out of Top Gun?
Yeah, and the bully.
Out of Carrie. I knew her face.
I knew her name.
And thingy out of the dwarf thing with and Cherry Pie, Twin Peaks.
Who's that?
Her cousin.
Oh, right. Lara Flynn Boyle.
Yes, she's in it. So basically it's the auntie, uncle and the daughter, and then there's Caroline who's come to stay with them. I might have missed it because I didn't think it told us why she was staying with them.
She just said that.
Just sort of said she was there.
Yeah.
And she talked to her mum and dad.
The other night.
Yeah, but you didn't really get why she was there.
Because they didn't want to come back for this piece of
crap.
Yeah,
her uncle's like the architect or whatever for this new building. It's a new building basically, and there's lots of people in it though, isn't there? And it's like drinks, bars and things like that. So it's like a bit of a.
And it's
like an atrium and stuff in it, isn't it?
And it's saying like the skyscraper of the future. Yeah. And all that sort of stuff.
And it kind of sets it up that she's there. She seems fairly happy, fairly normal. She's seeing a child psychologist.
But she's also at a gifted school as well.
But the child psychologist, honestly, he just screams Jimmy Savile. He's so strange, isn't he? What?
Yeah, just
all it's missing
right
is
in there.
a chain.
Yeah.
He's proper creepy. And I tell you what struck me by this film, which I don't think I noticed when I watched it years ago. Like, literally, none of them can act.
No.
The only two that can is probably the aunt and the uncle.
Like, but then again, they're hamming it up as much as they can.
She definitely is. But nobody can. Even Caroline, that kid who plays Caroline, and I know it's awful because she died not long after this film, bless her. She, in great, not that I can judge because, I'm there. But I found the acting was really below par.
It's a bad film, isn't it?
I think it had the potential to be a good film.
Yeah, but I think it should have.
It's all about like the other side. It's all about mirrors, isn't it? So some of the shots are actually very clever.
Really good.
Yeah, some of the shots are impressive and quite. That's good.
You've got a corridor shot where they're walking down the corridor, and it's a mirror. It looks as though it's a mirror, but then the door opens in the mirror and the guy comes out from the second one, but it's not. And then again, he comes out again and again. And you can tell that it's just a big corridor with this glass down the middle. And there's a lot of shots.
There's a lot of shots with the mirrors and glass. It's some of it is actually visually quite good. Yeah. They're using, and I can't think of his name, the elderly gent out of the second film. God, he's in his old temple dude. He's proper scary.
He was.
They're using somebody who looks very like him, but they use his voice in it, don't they?
Yes, and he gets a credit as well. I'm
looking over there because that's where
the TV is.
but really, it don't go anywhere. It kind of, she just goes really quickly again, the same crack, big crack in the mirror. The mirrors start cracking in the building.
Yeah, strange things.
Like by the elevators, but then all of a sudden she's just on her own. A cousin, auntie and uncle go off to this party within the building.
Yeah.
Because I think the aunt's some sort of art deal.
Yeah.
Art can't be doing stuff like that.
But there's like small things as well. When he's at the art place and there's an art thing, the reflection of it, because there's a mirror behind him, and it starts turning. So, but the actual art piece doesn't move. So again,
there's lots of things like that. Like she wished that the aunt and uncle are talking in the morning before all of it kicks off.
Oh yeah,
and he's spending his time talking, and he walks away, and she's staring after him. The mirror here still shows his reflection stood there, and then it's about 5 second delay. And she sort of looks, and then sort of looks around and said, "What? I'm not sure what just happened there."
Yeah.
So some of it was okay. It had the potential to be good. It just wasn't good.
I feel like...
And I didn't enjoy it. I remember I didn't enjoy it when I watched it when I was a kid. I was really disappointed in it.
It feels like that it should have maybe shed the Poltergeist angle.
It
and
should
then
have
maybe
picked up something else.
Maybe been a different film. Because it seems like you could have had this film if it didn't have the preacher come back and it didn't have Carol Ann. You could have just had something new.
It was
and
the
it
same
would have,
mishmash from the last films, but nowhere near this quality. I don't know if it's because Craig T. Nelson wasn't in it.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the lady's name, who plays the mother. And they were both films. I think this is very
disjointed,
film.
I'd say.
It just isn't of the quality of the Poltergeist films.
Like you say, though, I think it does have that potential because you've got some scenes where the little psychic lady comes back.
Tangina.
I can't remember her name.
Have a team.
It really isn't. It's a tip.
Yeah,
but there's a scene that happens when she's near a mirror and she gets touched and there's a flash, and it's quick because then she turns into a corpse, and then she falls on the floor, and then Lara Flynn Boyle comes out of it. And when you were saying about acting, I thought that scene, she seemed really distressed because her hand comes out of the face.
Yeah.
And again,
she like rips out of the body, so she's come back through from the other side.
And it's
that
really
again,
good.
Quite scared. There were bits of it I did enjoy. It. I can't say I hated it.
To be honest,
it isn't as good as the other films. It's not strong.
No, we watched it, and it didn't keep our attention. So I was editing stuff, and I think you were doing something else as well. So it's not a film that pulls you in at all. But I think, like you say, it has potential. But there's a lot of moments as well where it's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? And then it lasts forever.
Like they went out, the aunt and uncle got pulled through to the other side, which is like really cold inside the fridge.
And then it's that.
And then, but like, it's like they're about to get on. So he's like, you're okay. And then they like start snogging, but like quite passionately snogging, as if it's going to lead somewhere. But then I don't.
You would, wouldn't you? Like, on the other side,
well, you wouldn't, because like you've just been pulled into another like dimension, and your family are probably at risk of dying, and there's poltergeist and all that crap going on. As if you'd do that, you'd be shitting a brick. I'd be shitting a brick.
Pass the time.
Well, you won't be passing the time. They've just been nearly ran over by bloody. You're right, Dobby. You've been nearly ran over by cars and stuff. It's just some of it was strange.
Yeah,
it didn't fit. And I think whether that had been filmed at a different bit and then cut in, it didn't make. There was a couple of things that didn't make sense, and I didn't like the end. It was all very straightforward, getting her back and stuff. I won't go into it because it's spoilers. It's the same thing. She goes over the other side. They bring her back.
Comes back. Yeah. There was one thing that I didn't like. You mentioned the psychiatrist. He dies. There's a few people who die quite horribly, isn't there? Because Carol Ann goes over with her cousin and her cousin's boyfriend, but the boyfriend never comes back, or at least
he'd never gone. I don't think.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
They fell into the puddle. They all fell into the puddle,
so he didn't come back,
but he came back out of the pool. And then it turns out he wasn't actually.
It was like a possessed thing, wasn't it?
Who also got it on. the ghosts as well.
It was very, it just, I don't know, I do love Poltergeist. It's one of probably my favourite scary films from when you were little, and this just doesn't work. And
no, it doesn't.
I think what disturbed me a little bit as well is the actress who played Caroline looked quite. I don't know whether she was.
Didn't she?
She looked ill because she looked, her face and neck were swollen as if something was going on with her.
Yeah.
And I think because she did pass away.
Did she die after it or during?
I think it was after.
Because I don't remember seeing her at the end. Like I say though, I was drifting.
I think she passed away. She passed away with like complications from surgery at 13. So I just think it's a bit sad. But
it's sad.
The film, considering it's meant to be part of something that's so good.
Yeah.
And I said to you at one point, because we're in this building, so it feels like a bit of a shit supernatural Die Hard.
Yeah, it did. Because we were coming up the same bloody stairs.
Yeah, stairwells and
they were just
on the
like
roof and...
It was all like Big Bang Theory where they're going up the stairs and all they do is change a sticker on the wall because it's the same steps that they're going up.
But like they were just running behind the scenes of this building. And I said I feel like if he had a vest on it'd be a shit Die Hard film.
Yippee-ki-yay, Poltergeist.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2 because it had potential.
Yeah.
And they've ruined it with all these weird actors. I can only assume like the director knew loads of people and was like,
and old favours. The old favours.
It's gonna be my film. It's great. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. But it's the third one you didn't have to try out, did you?
Yeah.
Name a third one that's better than the first.
I don't know. That might be a conversation for another day. But yeah, 2 from me.
2. I'm gonna give it a 2. I was gonna go with 1, but I'm gonna give it a 2 because I think some of the practical effects and all the mirror work and all that sort of stuff, even though some of it you can tell that hang on, that's an extra behind her. It works well, but the story's crap and the acting's crap.
Just doesn't compare to the other 2 films, unfortunately.
No. And the story of the preacher seems to, he now wants to go into the light, even though originally he wanted
That's
to.
What I said about the shite ending.
Yeah.
It just was. I mean, if you haven't seen it, give it a whirl, but I wouldn't expect much. I don't think you would overly enjoy it.
No, at all.
Yeah, if you were stuck, you could put it on a bit on the background, but
Do you know what it is tomorrow night? No, I don't either. I think it's Friday the 13th. Part 3?
Okay.
Part 3, possibly. So that'll be good. Will it? I don't know.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.